Today I effed up by not asking an awesome and fun woman for her contact info despite what felt like really great chemistry, and her asking several times for mine. Today I met a woman at the park, and ended up striking a friendly conversation that sort of just didn't stop. We talked about all sorts of stuff: food, culture, art, nature, language, even God. She had just moved into town about a week ago, but prior to that had only been in the States for a handful of years. We talked about her home and the move. We talked about how we'd both been cheated on and how it hurt, but how we're both happier for it in a somewhat counterintuitive way. Maybe being cheated on galvanized us each into leaving our respective bad relationships. At one point she asked for my number and I told her my phone was fried, having dropped it in the creek while kayaking about a week ago. So she asked for my Instagram. I gave that to her, but stupidly went back to our conversation and didn't even think to ask for hers. This might sound idiotic, because it is, but I was just having so much fun chatting with her I wasn't really thinking about how to contact her again later. It's like I was too engaged in the conversation to catch a hint. At one point we got to talking about music and I asked if she's ever gotten chills from a great song she had. That's a huge green flag for me, loving music to that degree. She said she loves singing but thinks she's not very good, and I told her she had a really nice voice so I wanted to hear. She said next time we hung out she'd sing in front of me. Then she played some music for me on her phone. We ended up chatting for around an hour, I'd guess. She had a great sense of humor, and she just felt really honest and kind. We went for a hike together. I let her wear my jacket when it got chilly and kinda shielded her from a scary dog. Again she brought up, next time, we'd hang out, saying we'd go for a longer hike. And I told her about a local market I wanted to take her to. Then I walked her back to her starting point, and before we split she asked for my email. And not once did I think to ask for any of her contact info. Even without a phone I could and should have written it down. Why did I forget about pen and paper? I'm so kicking myself right now. Not only was she mad pretty, absolutely stunning actually, to the point where talking to her felt surreal, but she was also just so approachable and fun and peaceful and good to talk to, that I feel like I missed a golden opportunity to get to know a legitimately good and worthwhile person. I mean, she has my info, but I realized after the fact that she might have been asking in the hopes that I'd ask hers in return. I hope she doesn't take me being a space cadet as me being uninterested, and I hope she's willing to reach out if she still wants to despite my blundering. If I blew that opportunity, then my only consolation is a really good memory and her perfume on my jacket. TLDR, met a beautiful person at the park, spent over an hour chatting with her, and had a great time. Did not ask for her contact info despite her repeatedly giving very direct signs that she wanted to hang out again. Edit, since people asked for updates. 1 month later and she hasn't reached out on IG or email. At this point I don't ever expect to hear from her again. I also haven't happened to see her around town or back at the park. Missed opportunity, bummer. That's the end of this story. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's see what the commenters have to say. First comment. You told her you fried your phone. She might not even have thought about giving you her details or expected you to ask because of that. Not everyone carries a pen/paper around with them anyway. My bet is you hear from her soon, especially if she mentioned next time. If not, then dropping by that spot occasionally isn't a terrible idea. Just be ready to take the rejection if you never hear from her and then run into her there. Next comment. If she really feels the same connection you do, she will reach out. As a woman, we are conditioned to wait a few days to avoid looking desperate. Or at least that is what I was always told. Give it a few days or so. Worst case, go to the same park. However, if you don't hear anything for a couple weeks, it's safe to say she lost your info or doesn't reciprocate, but it sounds like that was not the case. Too early. Just wait a bit. Another comment. If she emails or DMs you, send her a friendly message that you really enjoyed speaking to her and would like to do it again soon. Don't necessarily apologize for not taking her number. If she sees your enthusiasm, I think she'll forget any doubts she may have had that you weren't interested. You can tell her how you were kicking yourself for not taking her number after you're a few dates in. LOL. If she doesn't contact you within a few days, go back to the park around the same time as before and see what happens. But don't stay for longer than you normally would. That can come off as creepy and stalkerish to some women. Final comment. Next time you see her, bring a Sharpie and ask for her phone number so that you can write it on your arm. That way you won't forget it, and hopefully it's still on you by the time you get a new phone. Thank you for listening and watching. Please let me know what you think about this in the comments. I would love to read about what you have to say. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I have. Please remember to like and subscribe to this channel. Have a nice day.